Hey, my name is Zac Hill, and I'm from a neighborhood called Hickory Hill in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a place where memories with us, they might not be memories at all. A memory of one event blends into a memory of another event, blends into the story that you tell about it until what you've experienced becomes difficult to disentangle from what you imagined. The fingerprints of one bear their mark upon everything until it's hard to keep straight. I remember the first time I was burglarized when people broke into my house to steal a microwave. I remember I was sitting in one of those little child booster seats that you sit at when you're trying to be a big boy, right at my kitchen table, as they shot my dog. I remember hearing some barking and then a crack and then some whimpering and gradually nothing at all. I remember when my aunt, April, held her own mother up at gunpoint to steal jewelry in order to buy some crack cocaine. I remember when I was driving into my house later on and a guy was walking out the front door with a TV in his hands, my TV, and he gave me a little nod as he pulled up his shirt to reveal the gun he had in his waistband and told me to drive away. And I remember just a few months ago when somebody got shot just 10 feet in front of the nail salon where my girlfriend worked. All these memories blend together until they're hardly noteworthy. But what I'm going to talk about is something that's definitely a memory. And I remember it vividly because it was the first time I experienced gun violence and felt in control. We were in a hotel in California, one of those little 2-floor motels on a work trip for my mom. It was a poorly lit corner room, and I'm sure we looked like victims. A lot of the time when folks travel, they carry cash. This is before there was Venmo. This is before there was any of that. And I remember the sound of the door getting kicked in and realized that I had a choice to make. I could not control this situation, but I could control how myself and my family experienced it. So I made the decision to pretend to be asleep so I could spare my parents the trauma of having to explain to me what was going on. I pretended to be asleep as they beat my dad to an inch of his life. I pretended to be asleep as they threw my mom to the ground and riffled through her suitcase, her underwear and nightshirts, her clothes, her jewelry, looking for what they thought was anything worth stealing. I pretended to be asleep as, seeing no way out of the situation, they walked over to me and, as casually as you would order takeout, put a gun to my head and threatened to end my life. Now, we hear a lot of descriptions about guns. You read about it in a book, you hear about it in movies, and they always talk about the cold steel of a gun barrel. But I'm here to tell you it doesn't feel like that. People tend to hold guns close to their bodies. I love guns. I think a couple hours at the shooting range is like a year's worth of therapy. There's no experience in the world like narrowing down the universe of my focus into a single decision at a single moment and feeling the texture of a 1911 in your hands. I have absolutely no problem with guns. In fact, I love them. But that said, I still don't know what to do about this problem. What I do know is that if to prevent the next generation of victims, we replace that with a new generation of killers. If we use guns to solve the problem of more guns, that's not a solution. That's a time bomb. Trust me. We're not going to get the law right the first time. We're not going to solve every problem all at once. There will be more tragedies. We shouldn't get it right the first time because it's a hard problem. Again, it's going to take Democrats and Republicans working together to get this right. But most of all, it's going to demand that anytime the unacceptable happens, we decide to take action after action and never give up until we solve the problem. We have to do it now. This is the time. This is the place. This is the moment today. Because tomorrow is a luxury that not everybody gets to live. My ask is that we build a country together where $42 isn't the price you have to pay to live a life. Thank you.